Hey everybody. All right, first let's see if this reading is for you. You're going to pinch your fingers together and ask if there's something in here you need to hear. And then you're going to pull. And if the answer is yes, your fingers will stay together. If it's a no, your fingers will come apart. All right? Welcome to my Kipper nightmare. So I decided I was going to do a Kipper Houses spread with Lenormand on top of it, and then maybe some runes just for some advice. And the question that I was going to ask was, what is getting in the way of me feeling the way I need to feel, right? What's getting in the way of all of us feeling right now the way we need to feel, or at least anyone who tests positive for this reading? And then we're going to do some runes to see what kind of advice it has for us. And so I did a 9-card spread. Here are those 9 cards, but the beauty of Kipper is it's got these movement cards. And so if you're not careful, the fates can just vomit cards all over your table. So that's where we're at. So we had the Hope Great Water, Coffin Child, Winlots, Illness, Sad News, Gloomy Thoughts, Good Gent, High Honors, and then we have all of these movement cards around here to talk about it. So let's lay our cards so that we can just get moving, because this is, hunker down, folks. This is going to be a long ride. Nope, that's not right. I did this ahead of time so that you wouldn't have to watch me shuffle, but I think I put them back in the wrong order. So let me just fix that. There we go. All right. So that was there. That was there. It's so nice having these tiny little Lenormand cards. Then I went here, here, and here, and then I went here, 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 and here, which then would have taken me here, and here, there, and there. Yep. Okay, that's it. All right, so what's getting in the way of us feeling the way we actually want to feel? Okay? And this is a pretty specific read today, so let's just start with the Coffin card, with the Fatality card. So there's something going on right now with your relationship with people in your life that is just making it feel like everything wants to end. The cause over here is dog in the house of child. So, all this kind of goodness and loyalty and kind of good feeling and good intention and good people are causing this. And what it's doing is it's actually giving you major decision fatigue. You've got crossroads in the house of Hope Great Water. So you are kind of actually drowning in your blessings. You've just got like all these decisions to make. There's this meme going around right now that just had me laughing, and it's a woman sitting at her desk just kind of talking to her friend on the phone, and she's saying, I really just was girl bossing, and I think I maybe girl bossed too hard. Now all these people are sending me emails and asking me stuff, and I have all this new work, and I don't want to girl boss anymore. I think there's some of that going on, right? Like, you've got all these sort of things you asked for, and there are people coming in saying, yeah, here you go, we think you're awesome, do you want to do this or this or this or this or this or this or this? And you are stuck with this decision fatigue. Okay. Uh, what is transforming is basically it's starting to make you feel really unhealthy. Okay, so we have tree in the house of illness. Okay, and that is actually bringing together, let's see, so like basically all of your good fortune, this is star in the house of Winlots, so stars in the house of Winlots, all of your kind of good fortune is kind of getting pulled together with bad news about money, right? Like basically all your good stuff is starting to feel bad. All right. So you've got like all this good fortune and you've got this little like windfall of what should be happiness and good fortune over here, clover in unexpected money. And that's being treated like bad news, right? And the reason for that is because you just have this bad feeling around all the good things in your life. And I think again it just comes from you're overwhelmed. You've got a little bit too much going on. Let's see, where do we want to go next? So if we come down here, we have gloomy thoughts, but again, it's gloomy thoughts as a house with bouquet on top of it. So it's actually these offers, all of this good stuff that is actually like making you feel bad. Okay, and so what's causing it is basically stress. Here's birds and good gent. So stress from all the people who are there to help you out. Stress from the people who should be your mentors and who have a good vibe from you. They're doing this because of your reputation, right? So here we have the house of high honors and Fox is in that house. So you've just got this kind of bad feeling, this feeling of wrongness around your reputation, and all of this stress in the house of the people who are trying to help you, and that is causing you to actually mourn the offers in your life. And this is Rider in the house of man, and this is for me. So this is so this is man is the main character in this particular reading, and it's causing you to just communicate to yourself over and over and over again that you're just unhappy. You probably wake up in the morning and it's just like, my God, I can't do another day of this. But this you're talking about is objectively awesome. And that's what's so weird, right? Here we have woman in the house of sad news. So it might be that there's a significant other involved here for you. Even if you're a woman, you are a dude today. You are the man card today. This woman here would represent a significant other. But I think you're just kind of looking in many directions and you're just not quite able to feel your way through a good storyline. Okay, if we come up here, this is actually what's grieving the most in your life, like what's taking the biggest hit of this kind of desire for everything to just end. And that is the unknown surrounding your ability to change. So we have book in the house of change. And so we're going from this to this. So we're going from like an expectation of constant so a false expectation, snake in the house of expectation, that is creating a bunch of like feeling of transition and instability again amongst just your friendly conversations. This is convene underneath, and that is actually connecting you with this gift. Okay, here's lilies in the house of gift. And what is basically Giving you that gift, though, is also what is eating away at you. So we have rats in the house of Rich Maiden. So I'm sorry, not rats, it's mice. For some reason, this deck calls it rats. In the house of Rich Maiden. So there's this kind of like, hey, here's a gift. I'm going to suck all the energy and life out of you. And that is basically causing this feeling of like, oh my God, this is never going to end. We have clouds in Long Way, and that is basically just a tremendous amount of like suffering and pain and mental kind of chaos around just going from what you want, which is to just be able to stay naive of all of it, to just kind of be a kid in your own house and just feel stable and safe, to being what most people would think is just a normal thing to expect of you, which is shining in a position of authority, right? Shining in your discipline and in everything you can do. So you're just not sure you're going to be able to take all of that narrative and change it back into something that you can be passionate about. Here's Hart in his thoughts, right? And this is just your enthusiasm, that part of you that finds your life romantic and sexy and of interest, of legitimate interest, your passion, your creativity, and just your ability to obsess on something that's interesting to you. So you're just not sure you can get back there. And it's depressing the crap out of you. Okay? So, some takeaways here. One, you've got some great, great stuff in your life, but the way you're viewing it is, the word I want to say is sick, but I don't mean that as in a pejorative sense. I don't mean that in a punitive sense. I mean that literally like your thought process is just a little off right now. It's not in line with the actual blessings that you are being handed. And I think it's just because, you can only take so much. In Ayurvedic nutrition teaching, for example, they'll say to eat even like a fast food hamburger, but to do it in the right portion size and in the right head space and in the right, in the right vibe is going to actually be healthier for you than eating a gigantic salad but stuffing yourself full and eating frantically, right? It's just, at the end of the day, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. So I pulled some runes for you guys to try and just get a sense of what in the heck to do. And this is what we got. Pretty different rune reading too than I've seen in a while. I play with these guys a lot. Okay, so first, it's telling you to remember that it is actually necessary for you to go through difficult times. All right, those difficult times are a big part of how you remain an upright person. They are those things that kind of challenge you so that you can continue growing as a person, continue becoming a bigger person in the face of things that make you just want to kind of like spit at everybody and run away. And that is an actual necessary part of life that you should not need to avoid. But in this situation, the advice is to actually slow down and remember where you come from and who you are. Okay, sometimes when you are spinning out of control and you are just lost to even just sit back and say, I am Jane Doe. I come from LaGrange Park, Colorado. I am the child of Jennifer and John Doe. I, started off in a small home in this town. I went to college, studied this. I met this person and had these experiences. Now I'm in my 40s and I am working here and doing this. Like literally kind of tracing your lineage back to its source to just sort of remember where you come from. What are you about? We have Othello in the center of this entire 9 rune spread. Okay? So things are chaotic and that's necessary. It's not necessarily going to stop, but you have to actually stop yourself and you need to trace yourself back to your roots. All right, if you can go visit maybe the place you grew up, why don't you go do that? Go walk around your old neighborhood. Give yourself a chance to just sink back into something stable, something that kind of grounds you in where you come from. All right? This can also mean that it's time to start kind of pulling on your family a little bit, reaching out to them for emotional support and things like that. But I also do think all of that lives inside of you. So you don't need their physical presence to experience that. I think at a deeper level, you're disconnected from the base of who you are. And that is making it so that you just can't ground all of this amazing stuff that's happening. Okay? If you do that, your strength will return. Okay? As your strength starts to return, then you have to, in a methodical way, cycle yourself back in to giving to your life, because you do have amazing things happening around you. And you need to stop viewing them as a curse. Okay? You're viewing them as a curse because you don't have the necessary grounding to actually process all that energy. And so the way you're going to get that is you're going to go back to your roots, back to what you are and where you come from. What were your favorite restaurants? What was your favorite music? Why don't you listen to some of that? What was your favorite meal? Why don't you just make that for yourself and say out loud, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth taking this time. I'm worth it. I am, state your name. I am the child of, state their name. I am the sister or brother of, state their name. Okay? You have a strong lineage behind you, and you have ancestors that are sitting on the other side as well, that have your back the entire way. But if you do that, you'll gain your strength, and then you can cycle back into being able to give to your life again. And if you do that, you'll be on your way again. You'll be moving forward again in a useful way. Okay? So I hope you take that to heart, and I hope very much that it helps. Hang in there, and I will too. And we will get through it together. All right? If you'd ever like a reading of your own, feel free to come find me on hiddenpathways.com. Otherwise, I'll see you sometime in another video. All right? Have a great day.